Taking your dog on a road trip sounds like the ultimate adventure. Wind in their fur, endless new smells, pup cups at the best coffee shops. But is your pup actually ready for the journey? There's more to road tripping with your dog than just tossing them in the car and heading out. Before you hit the road, there are 5 essential things that every dog owner should do to ensure a smooth, stress-free trip for both of you. Hey, I'm Bing from Wonder Bing Travel, and this is Lexi the Golden, my retriever, and we have traveled over 50,000 miles together. I've learned what works, what doesn't, and what can make or break our trip. Today I'm sharing 5 key steps to prepare your dog for the road so that you can both enjoy the adventure safely and comfortably. And please stick around until the end because I have a potentially life-saving tip that every dog owner needs to carry with them, and I'm willing to bet it's something you already own. And if you're planning your first road trip, I have something special for you today. I created this 5-day going solo quick start guide that I'd like to offer you for free. It's packed with tips to help you get yourself off the couch and on the road with confidence. You'll learn about seeking wonder on a road trip, but also all of the practical things as well. I've popped the link in the description below, and you'll be ready to get off the couch and on the road with your pooch. No matter how amazing your trip may be, the most important goal is to return home safely together. If you invest some time and some forethought in advance in how to successfully integrate your pal into your adventure, it will go a long way towards that safe homecoming that you both want. Even if you're one to fly by the seat of your pants, taking your pooch does require a bit of planning. Okay, so let's dive into those 5 tips. And yes, it's down to just me. I lost my sidekick. So the first one is to take your pooch to the vet before you go. You want to make sure that they are healthy, that their vaccinations are up to date, especially rabies. Refill any medications that they might take, and then make sure you're stocked up on flea and tick prevention. It's also a good idea to let your vet know where you're going. He or she may have some extra tips based on where you're headed. And if you have a swimmer, it's a good idea to have some ear cleanser to take along for all of that swimmer's ear that they're going to get. Okay, number 2 is to take test drives, especially if your dog isn't used to traveling much in the car. And you should start out small, and the best thing to do is to take them places where they're going to get out of the car on the other end and someplace fun. So whatever it is, take them for car rides where the result is fun. It will help them feel more confident and comfortable in the car, give them something to look forward to, and you can gradually lengthen those rides. Knowing that your dog is comfortable in the car and that you can drive without really thinking about how they're doing is just another level of safety and also adds to the fun of your experience for both of you. Number 3 is probably the biggest decision because it's figuring out how your dog is going to travel with you. And you want to be consistent, so whatever you decide, stick with it. So the first option would be a crate. So if your dog is already crated at home and they find that to be comforting and comfortable, then taking their crate on the road and putting it in the back of your car might be the best bet. If you prefer to have them out of a crate and maybe a little closer to you, then you can get a harness or a pet seat belt so that they can be comfortably in the back seat, close to you but still secure. And the third option is my favorite and one that we have used for the past several years, and that's to purchase one of these Nest type back seat covers. I've had 2 different ones. You can see here the first one, how that looks. It's mostly just covering up space and keeping my car clean and keeping her protected in the back. But the new one that I bought this past summer, and I'm going to include the video, a clip of that video here to show you what it's like, is a game changer. I absolutely love it. And Lexi loved it too. She was super comfortable. Okay, enjoy. Okay, I think I want to say that it's 1,000,000 times better. It's flat and it covers a much wider bed. So much longer, gosh, and it says that it holds way, way, way more weight than whatever she is. Okay, this is a feature I've really been looking forward to. It has this netting. This is clear netting that goes front to back to really help with the airflow. So it's not going to be an issue anymore. Lexi will be able to enjoy the air from the center console air conditioning unit, which she wasn't able to do before. Also on the sides, my other one didn't do this. The other one had flaps that went down but not up. This you can go either way. It can either stay down and protect the side of your car, or you can go up when you're driving and really gives them a much safer space and more of a bed-like feel, more cocoony. So I love that. Okay, one other really cool feature. How about this? Snaps right into the seatbelt. There's a hole here for the seatbelt to come through, and then you can attach to your dog's collar that helps keep them stable in the back seat. I think I am in love. Oh wait, and look! On both sides, storage. Gotta love the storage. One last thing about how your dog travels in your car. Don't leave them in the front seat. Please keep them in the back. It's so much safer. And also, many states have laws about having dogs in the front seat and also keeping them secure wherever they may ride in the car. So different states are different, and I'll link some resources in the description here so you can check out what's appropriate for you. All right, number 4 is packing for your pup. And every spoiled dog has his or her special goodies, I know. But you want to make sure you don't forget about the essentials first. So most dogs are going to sleep quite a bit in the car. So maybe you don't even need to take a bunch of toys or bones or things that will keep them occupied and busy. Or they just like to stare out the window. You have to figure that out a little bit before you go. But you shouldn't have to think about entertaining your dog while you're driving. If your dog has a favorite toy or blanket, absolutely throw that in and take that along with you. Regardless of where all of us lay our heads at night, it's really nice to have something comfortable and something that reminds us of home. Okay, other things that you should pack. Obviously, you need food and water for them, and don't count on always being able to have access to water. It's really good to take a couple gallons of water with you, both for you and your dog, and then figure out how you're going to handle food. How are you going to store it? Keep it in a cool, dry place, or if it needs to be refrigerated or kept in a cooler, just make sure you think about all of that in advance. Of course, you're going to need bowls for your dog. You're going to need leashes. You're going to need waste bags. I actually did a video, and I'll put the link here. Last summer, before I took a 5-week road trip, I bought several new things to make our trip easier, and I'll put the link here and you can check them out. And one of them relates to a really cool bowl that I got for her for traveling and hiking. Okay, let's talk about safety. Nobody really wants to think about worst case scenarios, especially with their pets, but being prepared can make all the difference. So here's a few safety musts that you should take care of before you ever leave. And one is to make sure you have a really good ID tag for your dog that has his or her name on it and your phone number at the very least. The next one is emergency information. Think contact information. So the contact information you'd have for yourself, which would include maybe your doctor's name and number and that type of thing. Whatever sheet of paper you put that on, whether you keep it in your console or whether you keep it in your glove box, you should also include your dog's information. Put the vet information there as well, any allergies, things like that. You just don't know. It's unlikely, but you never know what might happen. And if somebody needs to care for your dog and you're not available to do it, you want to make sure they have the right information. I also am going to give you a link to another video that I did. I've done a lot of videos about safety and emergency situations, and if you check out this video, you can see step by step all the things that I keep for emergency purposes in my car that are not just dog related. The other thing that you can do is to make sure you have some sort of GPS tracker on your dog. So most of us have dogs who are chipped, and they get chipped when they're young, but if you need like immediate help finding your dog, then you might want to consider getting an Apple AirTag for them. These are the little things that people put in their luggage or on their car keys so that you can locate lost items. Well, what more important lost thing can you have than your dog? And they actually make on Amazon little pieces that can attach to the collars that are made to fit those little chips. So I will put the link for that in the description below as well. And one more thing, and that is the full-blown Garmin type collar that has much more options, greater capabilities, also quite a bit more expensive. And I say Garmin like because there are other brands too. There's the FI brand, and I never know honestly if it's Fi or Fi or just FI. So I'll put the link below for that. And then I actually have a Garmin one that I carry and I travel with Lexi. She doesn't wear it all the time, but I do use it especially when we're out hiking. just in case something wacky would happen. And that way I have the ability on my phone to find her. And there's a location tracker. It's awesome. So do your homework and just figure out what works best with you and what you're most comfortable with. So let's talk about first aid for a minute. You should always carry pet-safe first aid supplies. But I want to share the most important thing with you. And this is my life-saving tip for your dog. So first of all, I carry this bag. It's just a little day bag, sometimes a little bit bigger backpack when I'm hiking. And one of the things that is in the bag always is this plastic bag of pet emergency items. And the most important thing in it is liquid Benadryl. So I also have a dropper here for using it if necessary. It can be the difference between a quick recovery and a really complicated and scary situation. If you find out the hard way that they're allergic to something that they've encountered when you're hiking, food that they've eaten, or even a bee sting. So add Benadryl to your list. Oh, and it also helps with mild anxiety in dogs, just like kids. As always, though, make sure to check with your vet for dosage for your particular pup, depending on their size. So last thoughts here. I just want to say that traveling with your dog can be an incredible experience. I actually wrote a whole chapter in my book called Dog on Board because I feel so passionately about traveling with Lexi. She's such an important part of what I do. And it's all awesome if you're prepared. And with these 5 steps, you're going to set yourself up for a smooth, stress-free road trip and so much fun with your puppy. Also, don't forget about the 5-day quick start going solo guide. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your computer. I'll put the link below. You can sign up and enjoy 5 days of encouragement and lots of equipping and inspiring information that will help you get yourself together and get out on the road. Subscribe if this information has been a benefit to you. I'm so glad you're here, and Lexi and I hope that we will see you on the road.